What do rubber bands, condoms, fish skin, camera film have in common? Well, the mind does boggle. They are all materials used in garments created by young Australians for a major fashion competition. Here to tell us a bit more and show us some of these extraordinary outfits, please welcome fashion entrepreneur Mark Patrick and designer Jonathan Ward. Welcome, guys. Well, Mark, as I mentioned, this is part of an international fashion award which Australia is going and the students are. What are you trying to achieve?
Well, it's actually been going for about 10 years. And in the last 5 years, it became very popular in London and Paris, so they decided to make it an international competition, opening it to all countries. And at the moment, it stands at 36 countries around the world that participate. So it is the largest student fashion award in the world, and it gives the students a chance to look at what their peers are doing in other countries. It also gives them access to the international press. I think it generates about $50 million worth of editorial for the students. So you'll have, say, Elle International covers it. So somebody in London will be looking at a designer's work from Argentina and think, oh, they're good. Let's get them over, give them a go.
Well, let's have an opportunity. We've got the opportunity today to look at some of these,
which special dresses.
There are some very special things. So as the parade begins, we'll talk about why you think it's so different. The first one coming out is whoa! Mark, Jonathan, you of course are one of the judges. As a judge, how many entries did you have to look at?
In the beginning, I think there were 350 entries.
350?
Which is a lot. And it was all done on paper first of all, so...
Now just, what are we trying to achieve here? Just sort of give me the motivation.
This is Edward, who's game enough to wear it, and it's designed by Gilbert Tang from the KVB College in North Sydney in Sydney. And it's basically the brief for this year, the international brief, is called Inner Vision. This is another one.
Okay.
We're quick.
Now
This is Chanel, and she's wearing a dress by Angela Kernia from UTS, and this is made from knitted rubber bands.
Knitted rubber bands. Now there you, ladies and gentlemen of Australia, now you know what to do with your rubber bands. Keep Chanel, can I just have a feel? This is... Look at this.
That's too quick.
This is amazing.
It is amazing, isn't it?
Extraordinary.
This is an outfit by Jed Perner from SIT, East Sydney campus. And this is all patched together like a spaceman snowman. They all do have a relevance because there's an international brief, and this year it's called Inner Vision.
That's right.
So they've all been asked to look inside themselves and come up with what they really feel epitomises their inner soul.
And our next...
This one is made of gelatin capsules, so like pills.
Pills.
Basically.
What, empty pill packets?
Yes. And this is by Fiona Koch from RMIT in Melbourne. And she's taken all the empty capsules and then strung them together with fishing wire.
Fishing, yeah. Fishing
now,
wire.
Jonathan, as a designer, and you just do some of the most beautiful couture gowns, looking at young designers, what do you think of this stuff?
Oh, no, it's great because of the creativity, you know, involved in it.
Okay.
Now, this one is... this is a latex dress, which is actually made... she got the fabric from before they cut the condoms up. So this is condom material.
This is condom material.
And this is Suzian Chong from UTS College. And then her brief was the inside of the body is as beautiful as the outside of the body. Hence the printing on the front of the dress.
Of course.
Of course.
It's falling into place for me.
Yes.
Now, shall I just say these aren't necessarily what I'd consider commercial?
No, they're definitely not. They're definitely a creative one-off.
And this is Amanda Townsend's, this one, and she's from the White House School. And they're all English stamps that she's actually woven into the garments.
It's English stamps?
English stamps.
Oh, isn't that amazing?
And then she's printed underneath on the fabric more stamps.
Wow.
So they're really like works of art. But Jonathan, I think, had a good attitude. You were asking the question about, are they relevant?
Yes.
Well, they are. I mean, they're very relevant because there is a sort of certain amount of commercial ability in, say, for example, the rubber band dress, because it does look like a knit and it could be adapted onto certain parts of a garment. Same with the latex dress. I mean, maybe not in the same form, but in a stretch, in sleeves and things like that, or in a sheerness, it could be adapted. So no one else has sort of thought of these ideas. So for students and young designers to think of these things and then take them on to a higher level and still keep it creative and within the theme is great.
I do think they're very creative, don't you? I mean, I think they're absolutely marvellous.
Well, Smirnoff's main aim is to keep the creativeness going.
Yes. Now, how many of the Australian designs will go to the international
Well, there's
parade?
26 finalists here. Then there's the Smirnoff International Awards run in Canada in November in Toronto, and there's just one finalist. But the person who wins then has to make another 2 garments that complement that garment, and then it goes on to the international catwalk.
Just while we're wrapping this up, models, could you actually just do another little walk and just position yourselves in the front, because, you know, just so we know we can get a closer look. Okay, it must have been a nightmare for you, Jonathan, trying to choose, given the theme, and if you, yep, that's great. Trying to choose the theme. The industry, fashion industry in Australia hasn't been too healthy of late. Do you think it's going to be encouraging kids to get involved?
Oh no, I think it's very encouraging. I mean, the industry's not really in quite the state that it any other. Students the opportunity.
Are you proud of our young designers?
Very proud. I must say, with the other judges, I have judged many competitions, and I'm very proud to say I've been a part of its judging panel. We were all blown away by seeing the designs on paper, and then actually seeing those designers turn these into garments from the paper.
And their last chance to be wild and crazy.
Last chance.
Well, thank you so, models, thank you so much. Designers, brilliant job. Ladies and gentlemen, please thank Mark Patrick and Jonathan Ward.
We've all seen those weird and wild designs swooping down the Paris catwalks, but fashion students from all over Australia recently struck their own stuff at the national finals of the Smirnoff International Fashion Awards. Here today is the winner, Suzian Chong, who's off to Toronto to compete against the world's best. And joining her is Colette Dinnigan, the only Australian-based designer to crack the elite Paris League. Welcome, ladies, to the show. Suzian, congratulations. Tell us, how did it feel?
Amazing. Yeah, it was just a thrill.
Did you have any idea?
None whatsoever, no, especially after seeing the rest of the competition.
Which was very fierce, I believe.
Yeah, there were some really amazing creations.
Now, your creation is the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. It's a condom dress, is that correct?
Actually, 80% of it's made out of dental dams, and there's the small piece between the legs.
Right.
It's actually comprised of condom latex.
Hannah looks amazing in it. Well, how did you come up with that idea?
I'd been given a sex pack, actually, when I started university, and it contained a dental dam inside it. And I sort of looked at it, and it was a beautiful, beautiful fabric to work with. And then when I stitched it together, it ended up making an amazing textile, and it has these amazing transparency.
Well, anyone wearing it should always feel safe, which is the main thing. I think it's fantastic. Now, Colette, you were one of the judges. How hard was it? We're looking at a couple of the runners-up along with the winner there. How hard was it to choose?
I think, like any competition, you know, the winner definitely stood out, but there were some designs that actually were quite hard to choose between. But I mean, the capsule dress, as you can see now.
This is the capsule dress. What a great idea!
Dress. It's made from the capsules of pills.
Yes.
So it's actually quite sensitive, and I think if it gets too much light, it might sort of melt
Yes,
away.
we better move that one off in a minute. Fiona looks
But
fantastic.
the workmanship is just absolutely staggering.
Yeah, a lot of time would have gone into that frock.
It's amazing. Could almost be an Armani.
Yes.
I think, with sort of beads and jewels.
Yeah, and what about the next runner-up, which is a dress, I believe, made of fish scales, is it?
Yes,
Certain
this
laces
is
wearing.
the brief with the Smirnoff was the inner vision, and I think she's actually chosen to put a lot of the images of her family and friends on the outside, but the actual outer shell is made from fish scales, and they're all hand stitched on and glued on, so that's also quite incredible, the amount of craftsmanship that's gone into that.
Yeah. Tell me, Susan, what was the brief? Because these aren't clothes you'd wear down the street. Were you told to do something a little bit out there? What were you told when you entered the competition?
Well, the Smirnoff Awards are always sort of notorious for sort of innovative designs and doing things that are new and different. The brief was inner vision, so my actual interpretation of that was quite literal, with all of the inner organs and that sort of thing printed on the front of the dress.
Oh, there's some wild outfits. Tell us, what did you judge it on when it came to actually choosing? Was it one, innovation, I suppose, how creative it was?
Yeah, definitely all of those things as well. I think because it is a fashion award too, though, there was definitely a sense of fashion that we thought was quite important, that perhaps you know, followed through with it, and also a lot of the quality and the way things were produced and put together, and because initially it was from sketches that we chose the finalists, and then they went ahead and made up the designs. So it was actually quite interesting. Some of the things that you'd see on paper were you'd imagine them to be the most wildest of dreams, and then you suddenly see the ones that were sort of, you weren't quite sure. So it's you never do know, I think, when it comes right through from the sketch through to the actual finished
how it
artwork.
turns out. Well, Colette, you are one of the only Australian designer to actually be invited to the Paris shows. That is such a fabulous achievement. Tell us how you got started.
I think a lot of it is you have to have something inside you that you really want to get somewhere, and I had that. I think also too I found the idea of working for other companies quite difficult, even that sort of a lot of people try to get the experience, and I think maybe I was too stubborn, I don't know, sheer determination, and I had the stamina to do it. It was a lot of hard work.
How do the European designers take to you? Are they, you know, Australians up there with the best, do you think?
Well, at the moment we're not really sort of showing there specifically for the Parisians or the Europeans. It's more for our American market and Asian market, and we're hoping to sell to a store in Paris this season, but you know, recently we've had a lot of American press and things, so it's a meeting place, and I think eventually that's where most designers start to show.
Oh, good luck to you. That's a great effort. Now, Susan, you're off to Canada. Now, you take your condom dress with you?
Sure do.
Always when you're travelling. And also, do you have to take some other frocks as well?
Yeah, 2 extras.
Oh.
This one's Autopsy of the Soul, and there's Autopsy of the Heart and Mind.
Which you've designed already or not?
I have designed already, I just have to make them up now.
Oh, how long will that take?
Hopefully not too long, because I leave in November.
Oh, it's so exciting. And what happens if you win the whole big international thing?
I think it's a cash prize of 10,000 American dollars, yeah.
And just the honour that goes with it.
Exactly.
Well, good luck. How do you think she'll go?
Well, we chose the design thinking it was pretty international. It was a great representation from Australia, so I hope she wins.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sure
good
she's
luck.
a
We'll
good
be
chance.
rooting for you, Susan. All the very best, and thanks very much for joining us today too, Colette.
Thank you.
Well, it's time to get all the goss about what's happening in the world of fashion. Here's Anna and Clothesline. Hi Anna, how are you going?
I'm very well,
Thanks for coming in again.
Oh, not a problem.
Now recently you went to the Smirnoff Awards. Can you tell me what is it? What's it all about?
The Smirnoff International Fashion Awards are held annually, once a year. They're open to students of fashion from around the country. So full-time students of fashion. It could be at technical college or at private colleges or at university.
Right, and it's held in Sydney.
And it's held in Sydney once a year. So it's the most prestigious event for student fashion of the year.
And how was the night?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A few celebrities modelling some of the garments. The garments are a little bit unusual, as you'll see when we go to the clip.
Well, I think we should have a look.
Yeah,
So let's take a look now.
We're here at the Smirnoff International Fashion Awards. 25 students have come from around the country to compete in these prestigious awards. They've made their garments from fish scales, from rubber bands and from eucalyptus leaves. Pretty wild, huh? It's really exciting. Everybody's arriving, so let's go and see what's happening inside. unusual design here. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
For my design, I used real fish scales, and I based my inspiration on a fairy tale or legend. Then a man came out of sea, so just why I based my design on a fish scale.
700 people out there tonight. How do you feel having your garment out there on the catwalk?
I feel really excited about it because that's really good that we can take part in this sort of competition and do what we want to do and show what we can do.
I feel pretty damn raunchy tonight. I feel wicked and I feel downright evil. Are we going to be evil tonight? Check this.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Are you ready? Sexy. And the winner is, ladies and gentlemen, Susie Ann Chong from the University of Technology in Sydney. Come on down.
I'm tell you what, I couldn't believe it. I didn't think I had a chance in hell, and
Yeah, you've done it now.
yeah.
So first, tell me about the garment, the Innovision theme. How does that fit in with the Innovision theme of tonight?
Obviously, it's a really literal interpretation of Innovision. I just wanted to get across the message of the inside of the body can be just as beautiful as anything else. And it's just internal organs and blood and all that sort of thing. It doesn't have to be macabre. It can be a beautiful thing.
Natalie, how do you feel wearing the winning dress?
It's always fun wearing latex, I have to say. It feels great. It's fantastic. It deserves to win. Very, very beautiful garment. And it deserves to win. It's good.
What a great night. Some really
Yeah, it was lots of
interesting
fun.
designs there.
Quite bizarre garments there, yeah, for sure.
And what does the winner get?
The winner for the Australian leg wins a work experience program with Morrissey Evanston.
All right.
And a $1,000 wardrobe from Lily, as well as some products from Guess and from Elizabeth Arden.
All right.
And
So it's quite prestigious in that matter.
that's right, yeah. And now the winner goes over to Toronto in Canada to compete in the international finals against
excellent.
36 other countries.
Oh, that's exciting
So
for
CCM
them.
was chosen from over 1,000 entries from
Wow.
around the country. Yeah.
Well, that looked great. Thank you very much for that, Anna.
Okay.
And I'll see you soon.
Yep, we'll see you real soon.
Stick around and I'm going to see you very soon.
dental dams to represent Australian fashion on the international stage. Suzian Chong's unique response to the safe sex message won her the local leg of a student design competition. Now, as she lines up in Toronto, Canada for the international finals, here's our snapshot of the future of fashion.
The theme for the contest was inner vision, and we basically had to look inside ourselves and confront what interested us and what intrigued us and excited us. The fabric I used was dental dams and condom latex. When I first started university, they gave us a safe sex pack, and inside that was obviously a whole stack of condoms and a dental dam. And I can remember thinking, what on earth is a dental dam? But then at the same time being really impressed at the qualities of it as a fabrication. Mum and Dad were kind of a little standoffish at first. They couldn't work out why I had so many boxes of condoms stashed in my room. There wasn't originally any intention of having a safe sex message with the use of condoms and dental dams, but I think that if there is, then all the more for it, all the better for it. We call this one butt head. It's like the brains on the bum. Well, the garments feature prints of the internal organs of the anatomy, and that was basically about confronting what I found literally, quite repulsive. Internal organs are not the most glamorous or exciting things around, but by the same token that they can also be made to be quite beautiful.
And the winner is, ladies and gentlemen, Suzian Chong from the University of Technology in Sydney.
It was a real thrill, and it was an absolute compliment to be chosen by designers like Jodie Boffa and Colette Nigan and Leona Edmiston.
Well, the competition's not about realism. It's about, I suppose, pushing the boundaries. And that's what she did.
I don't think people should take fashion seriously at all. It's all about having fun.
I think they'll realise that we're a force to be reckoned with when they see Suzian's things in Toronto.
We're expecting her to win in Toronto, so yeah.
I really have to look at the greater picture. It is just a competition. It's not like I'm winning a Nobel Prize or anything like that.
Next,